are women thought to be the more emotional sex? Because I don't think that we are. I don't believe that. I think that maybe people think that because women might cry a little bit more than men. But that doesn't mean that we're more emotional or we don't have control over our emotions. That's not true. I think that men are the ones that can control their emotions. And I'm going to tell you why. When I was growing up in my household, my stepdad was very reactive. He was very easy to anger. He was very easy to piss off. Like, he could go to work, have a bad day at work, come home, and me as a little kid, I'm just like, hey, Daddy, how was your day? And he's like, hot and miserable. In a really, like, mean tone of voice, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, maybe not want to talk to him, okay? And I noticed that through my life, like, when I got old enough to date boys, and they would have outbursts when they got angry, yell and curse and all this other stuff. And then even longer down the line, when I got my big girl job, okay, and I was working in a factory. Everybody knows that factories most of the time are mostly male by a lot. I would say in my case, it was at least like 80% male dominated in there, which has many, many problems for females. But they would get so mad. There was one time, there was a supervisor who got so pissed off. We had radios, okay, like portable radios, you carried them around and stuff like that. I had a supervisor, I was standing right there, and there was like a big metal pole that went into the ground, and he got so pissed that somebody told him something. He threw his radio against that pole that was right next to me. It could have hit me, and it shattered into a million pieces, and it's like, oh my God, I heard supervisors scream, curse, yell at people, you stomp their feet like children. It's like, we're at work, it's a job, we're just manufacturing this, it's not the end of the world either way. Like, get a hold of yourself. Because by them acting that way, it just made the employees not want to deal with them, not want to talk to them, not want to, communicate with them in any way, shape, or form, because they had no control over the way that they reacted. Nobody wants to be standing around somebody that's going to throw radios or scream or curse or, get it together, man. Calm down. Take a beat, okay? And you really don't see women acting like that on a regular basis, day-to-day basis. I'm talking about, this is the behavior I saw to the same people day to day, and it was an extremely overwhelming amount of them were men. And then it made me think about my stepdad, who was also like that. And my relationships that I had where there was men that were also like that. It's like, they're the ones that can't calm down. They have to have the outburst. I don't know. Am I the only one that believes this or thinks this way? Let me know. Love you guys. Bye.